Hi everyone, it's Finola Howard again from How Great Marketing Works, and today we're looking at Ask Finola How, episode 18, and today's real question from a real entrepreneur is, what's the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to marketing that I should start with? Okay, this is a great question and a loaded question because there's so much that you can do, So what I want to start you with is, let's make some assumptions here, okay? So the assumptions I want to make here are, one, that you actually know all of the stuff that we've been doing over the last few weeks on Ask Finola How. So you know your purpose, your mission, your vision, you know why you're here. You really have that firmly established of what your purpose is here. The second thing I'm assuming that you have established at this point is you have profiled your target customer. You know who you want to do business with, okay? I'm assuming you have also done that, okay? Thirdly, I'm assuming that you've built a product or a service to match their need. So you've really looked at this core spine of your business, of your purpose, mission, and vision, understanding who the customer is in great depth, really understanding their pain points, who they are, where they are, all that stuff. And you're able to communicate that very well. That's also really important. Thirdly, that you have built a product or service that matches the customer's need. And then lastly, you know your point of difference in the marketplace, okay? So let us assume that that spine of your marketing has already been established, okay? And if you have, fantastic. And if you haven't, please go back to steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so, all right. That's a really strong place to start. That's really powerful, okay? So what I want you to do, what I want to take you to next in this, of the next stage in your marketing journey, okay? That is very strategically focused and gets you ready for strong action that generates results, okay? The next thing I want you to think about when you've got all those in place is I want you to think about creating a strong online presence for yourself, okay? And the reason you need to have a strong online presence is this is the world we live in. So no matter how you do business, even if you're not selling, even if the transaction doesn't occur on a website, it does, part of the sales process always occurs online. Everybody Googles everybody checks everybody out. They look for testimonials. They look for evidence that you know what you're doing. They look for evidence that your product isn't faulty. They look for evidence. And where do they look? They look online. Yes, before they would go to the local village and ask the local guy who would be the best person to help me with this. That's not what we do anymore. We are living in an online world. So the next stage, once you have that lovely strong spine in your marketing firmly established, is you move to online presence, where people can see you. 3 aspects of this. I like these steps. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we want you to have a strong online presence. 1, a strong website, a strong social media presence, and a strong voice online. Okay, these are the 3 aspects to your online presence. So let's start with website. Okay, website's important. Okay, and the thing that's really important to get right on your website is actually first to realize how much you know about your business. And that the minute that something goes online, that you just don't go, I don't understand what's happening. Okay, you might not understand what's happening, but you really do. It may be different in an online world, but remember, you know who you are. You know what you're trying to accomplish for your customer. You know all of this. Understand that. And what you're doing is you're taking that and translating that into an online space. And the reason I'm wanting you to remember how much you know about your business is too often the responsibility for how a website looks gets delegated outside of yourself. Yes, we need professionals. Obviously, I'm an advocate for that. But yes, we need professionals to help us. But the story, the journey, all of that must start with us. So you need to understand and decide very quickly. And you will do it better by getting advice, but I want you to understand your own strength in this space first, okay? Is the purpose of the website is to help them know, like, and trust you, buy from you, interact with you, engage with you. There are purposes to the website, and firmly establish first what the purpose of that website is. But it is to move them along the customer journey. And very often it feels to me, and I've seen it so many times with websites, because I'm looking at them all of the time, that they're very haphazard, that they're ticking boxes, but they don't flow. There isn't a flow between page to page. You are not taking them on a journey. The purpose of your website is to bring your customer in close to you and take them where they will find their answer. Can you give them the answer to their pain point, to their challenge, to their question within 2 clicks on your website? Can you do that? Don't panic, right? An exercise for you to help you with this. And the exercise is this, is on a sheet of paper. Here we go. You always need a sheet of paper when you work with me. A sheet of paper is, I want you to write down all the things you think your customer wants to know to get an answer to their problem. So they'll want to know things like, well, who is this person? Are they any good? How much do they charge? Who else has worked with them before? What do they say? Can I trust them? What is it they're actually offering? What's their product? What's their service? How is it broken down? Is this right for me? These are the questions that are being asked. And write them down. And write down, where on my website would they find that answer? And if they can't find that answer, you need another section on your website or another page on your website to answer that question. So often there is this trap of, we write our websites for ourselves and not our customers. But if you start by figuring out what do they want the answers to, and then build your website around that, then you've already won the battle. Another little exercise that I get everybody to do when we're working on web is to write a sitemap. So often this step gets missed because everybody thinks, but sure, every website has an about me, has a contact me, might have a clients page, will have a services page, will have a products page. Stop. Organize your thoughts. Think about the questions your client, your customer wants to ask you, and find a way that they can get that answer within 2 clicks. Lovely on Microsoft Word or Google Docs, you can insert a piece of smart art that's like a hierarchy piece that actually allows you to do a website map of how they will look and find the answer on your website. Do that. Think about core navigation across the top. The prime questions need to be answered in the top bar that has single or double word like buttons, and under that is where they may click twice. So organize your thinking so that you give the answer to their problem within 2 clicks. The easiest way to do this is brainstorm all the questions they ask and then find the page that they will find the answer on and make it easy to find that page. Do it in a sitemap. You'll find you get creative about what you call the pages, not too creative, because remember, we've taught people on the internet what to look for. They're used to seeing a home page. They're used to seeing an about me page. Make it easy for them to find the answer, but you can also make it interesting. So your website needs to be easy to use and interesting to navigate through, because if they land there and they're bored immediately, you've lost them. So think about that. So that's number 1. The second aspect of an online presence has to be your social media, okay? So again, I will challenge anyone who says that I'm not on social media. Everyone somewhere, no matter what the business is, there will be a social media channel that suits their business, without exception. Whether you sell tractors or coaching services or buttons, there is a social media channel for you, okay? Buttons is Pinterest or Instagram. Coaching will be LinkedIn, will be also Instagram. Think about where your customers are and choose the channels that suit you best. Make the choice first. And choose the channels that you kind of like to be on too, because you've got to feed that beast. You've got to feed that channel to help you reach your customers. Start simply by making the good choice of being where your customers are. And secondly, think about all this work that we've done on this spine of your business, about your identity, who you are, the pain point you address, the problem that you solve, and make sure that your profile on these social media channels give that answer. Tell that story that you are the person that has the answer here, and do that in your profile. So they all have different sizes, but it's usually one sentence. Can you say it in one sentence, what you do? Okay? Build that into the profile and be there. Have a really good photograph. Be there, make it clean, all of that. If you're feeling really productive, write the paragraph. So for example, in LinkedIn, there'll be an executive summary. There'll be a summary of all the things. Fill in as much as you can to tell your story about who you are and the problem you solve. That's second part of your online presence, okay? And the third part, I am very passionate about. The third part is your voice out there. All you've done so far, okay, is you've created this, you are where your customers are. You are in the social media channels that they're in, and you have a website that tells about your product. But that's not enough in terms of marketing. Your customers need to see you, hear you, read about you, all of that. And they need to do that consistently. And this is your voice. This is where, and I will reassure you of this, okay? This is where silence happens. This is where entrepreneurs hide. This is where fear comes in. This is where you can tend to tell the same story that everyone else is telling because you don't want to stand out. But come on, marketing is about helping you stand out from all the rest because you have the right answer to your customers' problems. Here is where your voice comes in. Your voice. Not what you should say, but what you're passionate about, what you believe in, what you stand for. This is what makes you stand out. You is what makes you stand out. Embrace the you in you, the onlyness part of you, that you are the only one that does X, Y, and Z. You are the person that your customer wants to see, hear, read, and get to know. So find your voice. Now, we could do a whole other session on this, and maybe we will. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But what I want you to do is all this work on your customers, okay? The next thing is pick 4 topics or 3 topics. You know, I'm not absolute about anything. 3 or 4 topics that you want to be known for. Choose them, decide on them, because it will give you focus. It will give you clarity on how you are positioned. Choose what you want to become known for. Choose those 3 topics, and if you want, you can share them here. Choose the 3 topics you want to become known for. And this week, do this. Write a blog post or shoot a video, a live or a recorded one, and a couple of blog posts on each of these topics this week. Try to do that this week. And we start to build this identity, this consistency of content that you put out there that helps your customers know you better. That's what it means to have an online presence. To be seen. It means to be seen. And you need to be seen, and that's how your marketing will work for you. When you are consistently seen and known for a specific space in an area that you are the only one can do it. You can do it in. Who can do it in? There you go, I falter. But it's okay. That's what I have for you today. Let me know if you have questions. Put them in the comments. This is important. And this has been Ask Finola How, episode 18. And the question from our real questions from real entrepreneurs was, what's the lowest hanging fruit when it comes to marketing that I should start with? And the lowest hanging fruit is to be seen and using your voice to be seen. So that's what I have for you today. Have a wonderful day. The sun is coming out, so that's a really good start. Take care.